Hi, thank you for checking out Her Divine Light. My name is Angela, and I was led here today through just such an arrangement of different resources in regards to the Kenneka Jenkins case, and I honestly had not done any research or known anything about this case until a couple of days ago. And it's only because I hadn't really been on social media or watched the news. I don't know. I wasn't. So intuitively, I had been kind of pulling the same cards on my end and just didn't really know how they were connecting. And I then heard about the case and the situation, and as I learned information, these certain cards started to pull out. And as I was looking through the cards, I was picking up these small pieces of a puzzle that through, more research on Facebook, YouTube, some of the message boards, definitely using discernment, but paying attention to simplicity, such as the numerology in numbers. That means so much. I mean, the numerology of timestamps in the audio of Irene's video, honestly, is what made me confident in filming this, because just the energy that is coming to me from this story, it needs to have some light shed on it. I just feel that I really have to get this out. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm feeling super nervous doing this, but I just know that if I wasn't meant to do it, I wouldn't be here. So yesterday I had pulled a couple cards, and this video is going to be in updates, because right now what I have is what I believe is a foundation of a storyline. And this foundation began to match what I was seeing after, I picked up these cards and had no idea. And then they were slowly matching different people of the story, and some of them, they're not known yet, but that's why this is going to be an update, because I want to kind of pull it out there, network together, and then keep the story going. So I had been pulling out this Princess of Swords card. Let me see. Oh, it's better further down. Okay, so anyways, I've been pulling out this Princess of Swords cards and just feeling a definite, this is wild, feeling a definite energy from it, just like justice needing to be served. Just justice needing to be served. And with the image, don't pay attention to the ethnicity, the blonde hair. Do not pay attention to any of that. What I do see is the need for an awakening of justice. It needs to be prevailed. And this falcon, it's always a sign of, guidance. I'm just getting so much, even more now that I'm recording this. So I kept getting this card, and I was feeling a definite pull to it. Yesterday I had pulled a couple of cards, and today, after I did some more research, crazy, the cards came out, and it was just blowing my mind. So right now, the way in which I have the story from, it just seems so deep to me for just learning this, yeah. So the situation, I feel, is that, did you see that shine? I don't know if you can even see if that, oh, you didn't even see what happened. So, okay, I'm going to jump to this story. A lot of you have seen the videos and everything like that about the dudes, the red, the blue, and the white. you know, like thinking at least there was a guy in red, a guy in blue, guy in white, you know, things like that. So this is one of the stones I like to use to pick up on energy, and it just like flung out of my hand. Whoops, you can't even see all three. It like flung out of my hand and like hit the three of them. So that's just something where I definitely feel is, well, spot on with these three guys. So after looking on Facebook and kind of getting a feel about who people were, I pulled together a little bit of a story that I'm going to share with you right now. So Kenneka is going to be the Princess of Swords throughout this, the updates. And today when I pulled the cards, oddly enough, the research I did today was about who I believe are the lovers. So I pulled the Hierophant, and he's shining a light onto the lovers. And I also had pulled this Queen of Swords, which it's amazing that the Queen of Swords is on the Princess of Swords, and in the back of this Queen of Swords card is the lovers. So again, I felt that it was a drive to look at this pair. It had to be a pair, you know, whether it's masculine and feminine, male and male, and not sexual, but just, you know, in general, relationships. Excuse me. And as I was setting this card back, it actually went closer on, well, it went closer here and onto the girl in this card, who personally I feel that the lovers in this situation are the two of them. And the lovers in this case, so this is going to be, this is Kenneka's mother that I'm going to just keep up here for the story. But I believe the lovers right here are this Princess of Pentacles. This is going to be Irene. And the Prince of Pentacles is going to be a guy named Bert Trump. Wow, the crows are going nuts. So yeah, I believe that these two are them, as I am going to continue doing updates on the story. And even the fact that she's landing under him and he being under her, it makes me just kind of see this whole lover situation again. And to check out pages, I went to Irene's page and I was, you know, checking her pictures, checking comments, things like that. And I had noticed, oh, this gets so exciting. So I noticed two things. The first thing that I noticed was a photo that she had with a dude with dreads, and was, you know, kind of referencing like, oh, he's my boo, he's my man, like just something along that line, you know, like a picture of him like touching her ass. Like, okay, side note, these crows are one of my spiritual guides, and they are just crowing like crazy out there. So wow, this is like amazing. Trains are honking, like energy is coming. So I believe that these two are the Prince and Princess of Pentacles, and I do believe that the situation between the two of them was revolving money. That was a situation that was being addressed in some sense through this King of Pentacles. Now the King of Pentacles and this King of Swords, they're a whole different story, and it's what kind of jump starts everything else. Hey, so I wanted to just get a closer image of the cards while I give you just an overview of who everybody is. So the card that I kept getting was the Princess of Swords. So throughout this is going to be Kenneka. There we go. Okay. And this is the card of the Hierophant. And for me, noticing him, like the light shining, is what made me feel that this was kind of that this really was a story that needed to look into. So we have the Princess of Swords and the Hierophant shining the light onto the lovers. And like I was saying, lovers can be just relationships, two people. It doesn't necessarily have to be male and female. But, you know, I did do my research online, and this is how the story is going. So what originally got me thinking was the fact of possibilities of what could be happening. Now, I do believe that this was a setup. I do believe it was based off of money, based off of somebody owing someone as a retaliation in some way, shape, or form. And I do believe that she may have been targeted as the, you know, like the trade, like who they were going to get on their end for what had been done. So with that, I opened up the King of Swords, and it was wild because the other card, you know, she's the Princess of Swords, and here is the Queen of Swords, which also has like that little, the lovers in there too. I mean, yeah, ooh, that has the lovers in there. Okay. Let me get this one up close now since I fixed it. Okay. So I just felt like there was some type of connection. Now, I do not know everybody's names. I have the image in my mind. I feel like this is a dude from the party maybe. So it's like I don't know exactly who is what, and you know, I don't know the specific people. But seeing that I had the Queen of Swords with the lovers, this King of Swords, I felt that it was some type of male influence. Now, I'm not familiar with who everybody was in the video. I thought the dude was her brother, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll know on my next update. But that's who I originally thought. So that's why I originally had gone with this King of Swords, was because I was under the assumption that it was her brother. So the connection between the three just made me think there was something there. And, oh, there we go. And the next card, and why I think it's something about a payback, was the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles, why he really stood out was that he came out, so he came out after I had pulled out the Prince of Pentacles. And I just thought like, wow, okay, so here I have, I hope you don't mind that I keep going in and out. I know it's kind of annoying, but, so, oh, I'll just do it this way. So then I got this Prince of Pentacles, and I thought it was crazy because here I have a King of Pentacles with the Prince of Pentacles, making me think, okay, maybe this is somebody who's helping out the king, helping out somebody for money, the Pentacles. Now with this Pentacles, I then pulled out, well, she popped out of the deck, the Princess of Pentacles. So I naturally had an intuitive feeling that this was Irene, setting her up, you know, being a part of that money hungry, wanting it. And I figured out that more from her Facebook, because I went and I looked at the comments, and with the comments that I saw, there was a picture of her and some dude with dreads. And he, so her and the dude with dreads, I guess they were together at some point. So she had like some lovey-dovey comments on there. So I thought, okay, who's this dude? You know, why not just click on it? So I went and I found that Bert guy, or Bart, I don't know, but I found this dude who was on her Facebook page. And so I found him, this connection on her Facebook page, like a picture of him like grabbing her ass or something. And I mean, that was the truth. And then, so I have this couple. So I'm like, okay, that's crazy. Then I ended up picking up the Princess of Cups. And the Princess of Cups I thought was Monifah, because she seems to be the one who was, you know, on the outside looking in, kind of holding on to her emotions, being the one who did have an aspect of, yeah, this girl is my best friend, but also that young, you know, teenage, not quite an adult envy that we, you know, women get, people get, dudes get it too. So I feel like she was a part of it in some way, you know, on the level of just she was involved in it. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so then I ended up picking up, who did I pick up next? Oh, sorry. Then I ended up picking up, now this is the Prince of Cups. And the crazy thing yesterday is when I picked up the Dude of Cups, the Prince of Cups, I also picked up the Prince of Pentacles. So it made me think that it had to be like two guys, or two dudes were a part of the situation in some way, shape, or form. And from the videos, you know, there's all different types of men, so we'll go where you feel fit. But yeah, I felt like there was something about the guys that were involved with girls. So we have now the Princess of Pentacles, the Prince, and then the Princess of Cups. So the girls came after the guys, like they came out of the deck after, and these like naturally popped out. As I, you know, if I get led to do another update, I'll like do it on the screen and pick it up. But for now, I'm just gonna go with this vibe. Now my heart isn't racing as much, so I can get into it a little more. Okay, so then I have this, you know, little setup, and I felt like the girls had something. So the girls are together, the guys are together, and we have this flow of, you know, 2 cups, 2 pentacles, a King of Pentacles. So something about, you know, filling your cup of money, cup of this. And then I kept pulling out this this Princess of Wands, and I felt that there was a possibility that maybe somebody did play the magician and pretend to be someone she wasn't in some aspect of a video that we saw. So many of the girls had long hair, you know, tight jeans on, like beautiful brown chocolatey skin, you know, so it's hard to tell. A lot of denim jackets, white, a lot of it. So I thought maybe this was a girl who was sitting across from Irene at the hotel, who in the reflections of her glasses looked like a girl who had long straight hair. Now I thought that Kenneka had on a longer white shirt, but from the picture she had on like a bikini type top. But this girl with the long hair who came out of the bathroom, she had on, she looked like her. Like I honestly was looking at her thinking it was the other one, because it was just so, I wasn't familiar with anybody. So I was just picking up like, this is a Princess of Wands, some young girl of Wands, which makes it kind of this triple threat. And it was crazy because I had pulled out the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Wands to me, and with the woman in the center, it made me think of 3 women. And there's also these, there's also these like 3 small lotus flowers, which, you know, could be the envy of the, you know, blossoming of Kenneka. Maybe she was more attractive to people, or more outgoing, or more something, you know, just feeling like not quite there, like still blossoming. So that kind of led me with the 3. Okay, so that was kind of this first situation I was picking up on. Then what I picked up was just, it was blowing my mind. So then I picked up these 3 dudes, and you know, I I picked up the 3 dudes, and why these guys stood out was because of the colors. If you've looked at some of the photos, you've seen a guy in red, a guy in blue, and then there's, I mean, tons of dudes in white. There's a lot of combinations of like white t-shirts, red shoes, red jeans, and red jeans was actually something that I saw the Prince of Pentacles wear. I had freeze framed the video, you know, kind of took a snap of it on my phone, and there was a dude in blue, another dude in dreads who I think had red pants on too. I mean, it almost looked like a twin, and then another guy in the back. Yeah. So there were 4 dudes, and possibly there might be this Prince of Wands. And why I think it's a Prince of Wands is just how we kind of have this like Princess of Wands. So there could be just something else in the mix that we don't know about. So kind of these 2 other magical pieces of it. And yeah, I have, you know, I do my research really well, so I am going to do a little more investigation to figure out, you know, what this puzzle is, and maybe just me sharing this will